Hello, everybody. Welcome. Sunday night, Rock On Radio. I am your host, Danny Coleman, and I am joined by my lovely co-host, Miss Maryann Castello. Hello, Mayor. Hey, the crowd goes wild.
Thank you.
And by Engineer Art, who is still motioning around in studio here as we get things set, and by our international touring musician.
Hello, I concur.
Wow.
His famous last words.
He's concurring already. We haven't even given him his cue yet. He's
No.
concurring. Oh, wow. And musical advisor, Mr. Ryche Chlanda.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And we have a studio audience once again of Samantha. Oh. Yay!
Hello.
What's she doing, Art? She's not even here.
No.
She disappeared. Well, that's okay. And that is all for our guest this evening. You saw him on the very last episode of One More with Danny Coleman, and he's back on Rock On Radio. Mr. Michael Askin.
Thank you. Good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, well,
Again.
thank you for bailing us out.
Hey,
You know,
my
kind
pleasure.
of, you were there, and I was here, and I was, you know what, I need a guest for Sunday. Mine
One
backed
thing led
out.
to another. Yeah,
That's right. Rock On Radio is brought to you by the City of Angels Recovery and what's the official term? Art? Why am I drawing a blank?
Recovery Radio.
City of Angels Recovery Radio.
There you go. And Neo Zoe of Cranford, New Jersey, as well as the official. You know what? I don't care what you say. This is the official radio station of Flying Dreams.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the first time that's
I'm good
announced.
with that. Yes.
I'm taking that because I don't know of any other radio stations that you're sitting in on.
I know.
So there you go. So you're here on this one. That makes you, this is the official home.
I'm very honored to be here.
Well, we are honored.
We concur.
We concur. That's right. Very good. Rock On Radio is coming to you live right here on City of Angels Radio, COARadio.com. Tonight, actually, there is a replay of last week's show with Andy B. on one of our newest affiliates, Z108.net. They will replay last week's show with Andy B. at midnight this evening.
Wow. Thank you.
And beginning 1 week from yesterday, this coming Saturday, you can find us at 4 p.m. on Stone Chrome Radio out of Jacksonville, Florida.
Yay.
We have picked up a couple affiliates over the last couple of weeks, so we are very excited about that.
We're excited for all our fans.
We are. We have fans?
We have fans.
Ooh. Wow.
They gave me constructive criticism.
There's our
I love
engineer Art
engineer art. Is great.
throwing in the surprise
I love
sound
it.
effects. I like that, Art. Just
I like how we all just get quiet, look at each other, going, "What was that?"
Yeah, we're not. See, that's the element of surprise.
I thought you scared the shnikey out of me.
That's right, coming in. We're expecting a phone call this evening from my good buddy, Miss Christine Ullman of the Saturday Night Live SNL house band, the Beehive Queen.
Yay.
She's been a member of that band for many years now, and she'll be calling in to tell us about what she's got going on. She's got lots of big stuff happening. She's got a lot of benefits she's doing. She's got her own thing going on. She's a great artist. She's actually a regular feature on the Rock on Fire Pits. I always make sure I throw something from Christine in there. Her last disc, The Deep End, was really fantastic, and I think she's working on another one, or it's about ready to come out. So,
Very nice.
yes.
Well, just because I
Go
saw
ahead.
Beehive,
Uh-huh.
I just remember those times. Remember with the Aquanet,
Yeah.
that hairspray,
Mhm.
and we used the whole can at one time to get
Yeah,
that beehive going.
well, I think she goes through a can daily, I think.
That's what I'm wondering. I wonder if it's
We'll
still
have to-
Aquanet or something
We'll have
else.
to ask her about that when she calls. But yes, you wanted to say something,
No,
Mr. Rich?
I'd better not say anything.
Oh, that makes me want to know.
No, because it's a hairspray, and Maryann, I have a feeling that some hairspray is used on
Yeah, of
on
course.
your
Yes.
on your do.
Yeah, there is.
Well, I thought they were talking about my hair. Loretta on the Facebook Live video, she could love the hair, mate. I thought she was getting Australian on me, and
There you
she
go.
meant mare.
Oh, Mare.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
See?
Chia.
That's right.
Can't help myself. You look like you want to strangle me. I don't blame you.
Do
Sorry.
I? No, it's
Yeah.
probably because I've been in severe pain for a week with a back injury. What the? Is there a plane landing?
Well, that's cooler.
Yeah. It is cooler, but I got this like
It's almost like we're departing in a plane.
I know. I feel like
We're gonna
I'm
get ready for
taxiing for
takeoff.
takeoff here with that thing on.
This is a seatbelt.
Right? If you want to give us a call tonight, you can do so at
609-241-7103.
That's correct. You can do that there. Or you could follow us on Facebook, Danny Coleman's Rock On Radio 2. The number 2, facebook.com/Danny Coleman's Rock On Radio 2. Or on Twitter, Rock On Radio. All one word, all capital letters. And you can find us there. We do have 2 new affiliates, and I want to thank them for coming aboard, as well as giving a shout out to all of our other affiliates, RFTK Radio in the UK, and Night Watch Press, and oh gosh, I can't remember all of them off the top of my head. They're just the 2 that came to
Great
mind.
things are happening for Danny Coleman.
Well, we're
And,
trying.
yes.
We are trying to get the word of independent artists such as Michael Askin
Yes.
out
That's
there.
me.
We're
Oh, it's
gonna get his
important.
that's right. Correct.
This
Hey.
is the new business. This is the new record business, and this is it.
Well, we know the big companies are not going to do it for you, so you have to do it on your own, pretty much. And everybody can with the software and the. How'd you record your disc?
My latest disc, I did, kind of a little old school. I went to a guy's home studio, and he had a really nice setup there. It's called House of Vibes in Highland Park. We kind of did it the old-fashioned way. But,
Okay.
There's a lot of, independent home studios now, they're not too difficult to find, so, that's how I did it. I've been working with this guy, Kurt Ryle, for a couple albums now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you have it's an EP, right, or a full length?
It's 5 songs.
Right. So you're right at that crest.
Yeah,
where
I'm,
it's-
I'm veering into full length. I'm in that no man's land, I guess, between the full length and the EP. Yes.
Well, in these days of just releasing singles, that's fair these days.
Yeah.
An EP's fair.
Yeah, and it's good to, just kind of. I like to try to get the songs out as quickly as possible.
That's great.
And so, that's why I went that route.
It's great.
Thanks.
See, a lot of people. I actually heard from an upcoming guest. They'll be here. I think the Friday after Thanksgiving, or the beginning of December. I can't remember which. The Successful Failures is the name of the band. Mick Chorba. It's been probably 3 or 4 years since they've been on the program, and they just put out another disc, and it's a full length. And he sent it to me to listen to, and it was nice to see 12 tunes, and because I'm thinking about all these bands that put out EPs. Well, it's our 4th EP in the last 3 years. Why don't you just make a full length?
Right,
Or is it that they don't have that much confidence in their ability? And we touched on this a little bit on the YouTube show the other night.
A little bit.
I would rather see a full length. I mean, I realize money is a thing. Well, then why not save for an extra 6 months or whatever it is and make the full length?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I just think, in this fast-paced digital age, sometimes getting the music out, for me, it would take a while to do a full length. And it
Okay.
might be worth it, if a full-length record could tell a story, in a different way than an EP. So it's something I definitely have to think about at some point.
Okay. See? Well, you have my opinion.
Yeah, no, I got it.
For what that's worth. 609-241-7103 if you want to give us a call this evening. Did you bring your EP with you?
I did.
You
Yeah,
did?
I
Okay.
have it,
Or you-
it's in the
It's in the
backpack.
guitar case?
Yeah,
Or
it's
the
my
backpack?
backpack. It's-
Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll let you get that so we have something
Alrighty.
to reference here. But watch your headphones. Yeah.
do that right now.
If you want to give us a call with questions or comments, we will gladly take them, won't
Yes,
we?
we will. We'll even give you something.
Well, yeah, we'll give away one of Michael's EP. That's what's great about us radio guys. We give away a whole bunch of stuff that's not ours. We're like,
I like that.
God, never. I said, said I'm not going to talk politics, but I feel like a liberal. We keep spending other people's money. Anyway, if you want to call us, please do so, and Michael will gladly answer all of your questions, even the ones that are for us.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll kind of like just get his take on it.
Yeah, why not? I'm not here every day, so
Why not?
I already have a question.
Okay.
Because I'm looking at your cover, right? The EP cover. And it's Road by the River.
yes.
Is that a symbolic bridge for you that's on that cover? Or
No, it's not, and unfortunately, I'm trying to find out where that bridge is because somebody else did the artwork. So it's beautiful, but I think, I like the way it's literal, but it's not too literal.
Right.
Rather than a picture of a river, it's a picture of a bridge. So it's a little more suggestive. I like the picture. It kind of draws you in.
No, I did.
And
That's
that-
why I'm into things.
Yeah, that's the title track too, Road by the River.
There you go.
And I see that my buddy Kristen Driscoll did your photos.
Yes,
She's
she did. Yeah,
she's a good
that's-
photographer, Kristen.
Oh yeah.
She's very good. I haven't seen her in a while. She used to be able to be found everywhere
Yeah.
in Asbury Park. If
that's
there was a show, she was there shooting. If she,
Yeah.
outside event, she was there.
Yeah, now that you mention it.
Kristen Driscoll
What she's up
Photography.
to. Yeah.
I haven't seen her in, gosh, it's got to be over a year.
But yeah, she's excellent. She's fun to work with.
She should call in.
She should, if she listened to this program. But whoa, was that? Was that me?
That's you.
Oh, I got to turn that off. I forgot to hit the volume off on my computer, which is still connected. We'll leave that there. Okay. So when did you record this, Michael?
Over the last, I released it in June of this year.
Okay.
Probably took me about 8 months, going back to 2016. I think I started around September, October, so about a year ago.
Okay.
Just kind of every week came into the studio, laid down tracks, did vocals.
Now, who's on the? Well, let's see. Let me see the back of this here. You have Kurt. Is that Ryle? Real?
Yeah, Kurt Ryche. He plays
Okay.
in the Gripweeds. He's the
Oh,
drummer.
okay. The drummer. You were
Yeah,
telling me
yeah.
about him. Yes.
So I pretty much did, guitars, bass, most of the keys. He did the backing vocals and the drums and percussion and stuff.
I see that.
So I got-
Excellent. So, how often did you find yourself getting into the studio to complete this? Because that's always a big problem too. Time.
Yeah, scheduling and time. I was there mostly once a week. There were a couple breaks, but it was usually like Wednesday night, go in for a few hours, and just work on the songs. And it was pretty organic. Like we kind of, like when it started, I was never quite sure where we'd end up exactly at the end of the night, which was a little bit. It was scary, but it was also fun.
Right.
Just coming up with ideas and seeing what worked and what didn't.
Now, how many discs do you have? This is your third, right?
That's my third. yeah.
Okay. What is the hardest part of the recording process that you found?
I think it's just second guessing and thinking like, is this good enough? Is this okay? Like if something seems a little bit rough, sometimes like there's a subjective element of whether like, it works because it's a little more human, even if it's not perfect. So just kind of knowing when you got it and when it's good enough, because I don't know if I'm unique in that, but yeah, that was kind of like listening back and being like, did I get that? Is that okay?
Well, Richie, you recorded this at Sonic Boom or no? Where did you record this?
No, I did it.
You did your video
file
at
sharing.
Sonic
Yeah.
Boom,
Well,
okay.
the first video we did at Sonic Boom, Anthony's Kryzan studio with Jay Petsko and those boys with my band. And then the second one we just did them on locations. Disconnected was on location in different places.
In various places.
Various places. So, and I record. I used to have a large studio, and I just no longer have that, and I just use Mac-based stuff, and I use Pro Tools. I've been using that stuff for years, and I just would record that way, and just take that to different places and record drums, record vocals, record a bass. So I'd just go to different houses and file share.
Now, you heard what Michael said about
Yeah.
second guessing.
Yeah.
What was your hardest about, Because you've recorded with.
gas money to get to. No, I just put down.
I mean, you're no stranger to the studio.
No,
You've
no.
recorded with some very large
Yes.
acts.
Yes.
So, you know.
You learn to. It's even worse if you have a producer that tells you this is the way that it is, and you disagree with it, with him or
am
her.
I wrong?
That's even tougher
Sure.
than that subjective outlook. I just have great fun doing this stuff. There's really no hard parts. Yeah, there's really no hard parts. I just get caught up in the moment. I know it's harder for other people working with me because I'm very spontaneous in the moment kind of character. And if you don't catch me in that moment, the next moment might change.
Oh, I know.
So it's like that to keep the energy flowing. It's kind of like that kind of a thing. But I mean, it's all. I believe that the most stressful part and the hardest part is looking back and seeing how something's selling, or seeing how many YouTube hits you get, or see that kind of stuff. That's the stressful part for me. The process is always the best, easiest, most fun part. Is the bliss in the process of actually doing it, playing it, feeling that, and just getting it out.
Getting it out there.
Yeah, that's the best thing.
Now, do you have any videos to back this up, Michael? Or?
There's just live videos mostly of me.
Okay.
And I've never done like a professional
Music video?
music video.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's always fun. That's always interesting.
Seems like it
Oh,
could
yes,
be.
it
Yeah.
is.
I've been in quite a few over the last 7 or 8 years, and it's
Well, you're
always fun.
You're an actor as well, so you've been in you've been in films and commercials and everything like that.
I knew you
Everything.
looked familiar.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. See the back of my head? Because that's been in more than one commercial.
I saw that foot.
Still have to show the picture of you in your leotards.
Uh-oh.
Oh, here we go. She went there.
I did. I can't help it.
Men
You
in
could-
tights.
You should.
Yes.
That's right, Robin Hood. You should watch. You'll have to watch the miniseries then in
Yes,
March.
I will. But considering you sent me the photo
Mhm.
while you were sitting in the chair
Mhm.
and then just took a picture of your legs,
Mm-hmm.
priceless.
I figured you would enjoy that. Yes, Michael. I was picked to be in a background. Not necessarily an extra, but a background actor slash extra slash Roman nobleman
Columbus is what
But you
you
look
look
the
like.
part. You really
For,
look the part
with
with
the
facial hair
yeah,
and just
that's it.
with the costume. You look great.
I'll show you the picture, Michael, after we're done. But, and it's going to be on CNN in March. Hopefully, I don't wind up on the cutting room floor, but
Oh,
it's
that's cool.
it's a mini series about the Pope.
If you
Okay.
wind up on the cutting room floor, we're going to make a cardboard cutout so anybody who comes in the studio could take a picture with Danny
They can
Coleman
sign
like
it,
that.
right? Like
Yes.
me with the Pope at Murray
Absolutely.
Grove a couple of years ago. That's right.
Like like the first pope or the
Like
Like it's going back to when
Oh, okay.
when the Romans
back
used
in
to-
the day.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ancient Rome and so on and so forth.
when they wore spandex.
Yes, spandex
See,
togas.
the cardboard cutout could serve up for two purposes. So when we have your spectaculars and stuff here,
Mm-hmm.
right, instead of playing pin the tail on the donkey,
Pin the tail on the Pope.
well,
Pin the
not,
tail on the
not the tail.
Oh my!
Oh my!
Oh my Lord!
You have to see the picture I got from Danny.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
God, here we go. Jeez. All right, so we got a little bit of we got a little bit ahead of ourselves. There a little bit, Michael. You are currently from You're living in Long Branch, right?
Yes.
So you're a Jersey Shore guy.
That's right. Yeah.
You started playing guitar in the womb or something in utero. What happened?
No. I think it was a little bit. It wasn't too late. I was maybe like 12 or 13 when I first started. So middle schooler, young lad.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's right. That's right. I forget what somebody else I was thinking of. Started when they were like 4.
Yeah, I don't know how. I mean, that's a little young, but
Right?
you know, I
4.
guess-
I'm still looking for Oreos.
Yeah.
Can I have more Oreo? I'm 54. I'm still looking for Oreos.
You found
I
one.
found one out there. That's right. Now that's it, Chlanda. You dime me out on the air. And self-taught or no?
No, mostly like my dad taught me a few rudiments, and then I started taking lessons.
Okay.
Yeah, so mostly, like learning from good people.
Okay. Well, family. That
yeah,
helps.
family.
That helps.
Yeah, family and pros.
How many guitar teachers have you had?
Really, just one, really.
Okay.
You
So
know,
you
I-
should have no trouble remembering who that was. Huh?
Yeah, his name. His name was Charlie France. He's from. I think he's from the Princeton area. He's
Oh,
from
okay.
not too far from
All right.
here.
So how'd you find him?
I think my mom was looking for a good teacher for me, and she found him in the yellow pages back then.
Remember that?
No
Oh,
internet,
yeah.
you know.
Correct.
So, yeah.
Charlie Franz. So where'd you grow up?
So I grew up in Montgomery Township,
Oh, that's right.
which
Okay.
is again not too far from here.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because I told you I used to do gigs at the County Line Inn over
That's
there.
right.
on-
Yeah.
Nice restaurant bar type of thing. Actually, had to wear a nice shirt to those gigs
Oh.
back in the day. Wasn't
Well,
like
you have an alligator on this shirt or something. Something.
Oh, it's a polo
it's a
player.
polo.
Oh, it's a
That's a
polo.
polo shirt.
Okay.
Therefore, it's a polo shirt.
Oh,
Yes.
very nice.
Are you wearing the polo cologne to go with the shirt?
No. I don't usually wear cologne
You
unless I
did.
spill it all over myself.
Well, you
like
did that
I did
accidentally.
last week. Yeah.
Yes.
That's like that cologne. I think says Avon. It's been like 40 years.
Old Spice?
My first cologne,
Oh.
Old Spice. I never used Old Spice.
My dad used to use Old Spice. So when I smell Old Spice, I think of me being like a little tadpole and thinking of my dad.
Oh, there you go. See?
And when his mom was looking in the yellow pages for the guitar instructor,
Mm-hmm.
you were sitting on the yellow pages
Probably.
to dunk those Oreos into the
Probably
milk.
with
Yep.
the old TV trays that were metal and got all
Just to
bent.
It's all
reach it.
connected.
See how we connect things here?
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh,
Try.
that's
Connect
bad.
the dots.
609 241 7103. My guest this evening is Michael Askin. And why don't you do one for us?
All right,
We'll
I'd
get one
love
out of
to.
the way early. Why not? We're going to do some music here on City of Angels
Right.
Radio, Rock On Radio. We have an announcement at the end of the night we can do. Huh?
I think so.
I think so. Now that we've set the wheels in motion, and,
Yes.
and with all due regards to Billy Siegel, Art's been like a whirling dervish over the last few days.
Oh, yeah, he's on
getting
fire.
things ready.
Yeah, he's on fire.
He's a man
On
on a mission.
fire.
That's right. See, you surround yourself with good people.
Like-minded people
No, but
with the same goals.
How true is that? I mean, that's everything. Having the right crew around you.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Correct. All right, Michael, what are you going to do for us?
So I guess I'll start with the title track from the EP.
Off the latest
The
one? Yeah. Road by the
Road
River.
by the River. I feel free when I feel this much sun. Well, it don't last long, so I'm gonna get me some. I get high when the light spills through the leaves. I'm in love with the road, I'm in love with the water and the trees. I take the road by the river when I need to leave behind all the doubts and the worries that keep flashing through my life. And I can't fight this rushing tide. I take the road by the river when I need to wash you off of my mind. Now the water moves and it slips through the rocks in the stream. There ain't no mystery, baby, why it's just as simple as it seems. I remember you standing on the banks as the wind moved your hair. Well, I've been wrong before, it just seemed like you'd always be there.
I take the road by the river when I need to leave behind all the doubts and the worries that keep flashing through my life. And I can't fight this rushing tide. I take the road by the river when I need to wash you off of my mind. This day has spent itself. It's cold for this time of year. Guess it's back up on the shelf. Ooh, 'cause fear is all I really have to feel. Ooh, ooh, da, 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 Now the sun's going down and a late summer breeze chills the air. I've been driving a while, I just haven't really gone anywhere. I'll be alright, baby, I'll be alright now. I just need a little time. Well, it goes like this when the whole thing stops on a dime.
There you go. You were looking. I thought you were going to just give me one of them pregnant pauses there for a second and then start up again. I was listening to the Williams Boy last night, and he's got this one tune where he stops and he pauses for like a full measure and a half, you know, and it's. And you're thinking, okay, what happened to how come it's not playing the next tune? And all of a sudden he goes back in. Yeah. So, very nice.
Your look was deceiving on your face.
That's it was.
I thought
Like, you were
gonna go
looking
for
like-
more. I was like,
Is the song over?
You were looking like
Well, it stopped on a dime.
he
you know,
did.
so-
He was looking like he wanted to start again or find a harmonic somewhere. I wasn't sure what you
Yeah,
where
I
you were
thought
going
about
there.
it. Sometimes I end with that.
See?
You know.
See, and I'm just a drummer and I know these
Oh,
things.
you know, you're very musical.
Ooh. I've never been accused of that, but thank you. If you're just tuning in, this is Rock On Radio. My guest this evening, our guest this evening. Yeah, I got to get used to saying that, you know.
aw.
Since I've brought
You're
on
so
you
used
guys.
to doing everything so independently.
I am. I'm an independent.
I's and we's and R's.
Yeah.
I know.
Yes.
Proper grammar,
Oh my God.
punctuation.
And it brings me to my catchphrase.
Oh,
Behind
boy.
every good man is a better woman.
Who have you caught with that phrase? Is what I want to know.
Just about any man.
Wow. Wow, there's confidence. Oh, Terry is checking in from Cuba, Missouri, and she says it's sounding good.
Good.
Yay.
Thank you.
Love it when Terry checks in and listens. We're expecting a call any second now from our friend Christine Ullman, so we'll chit-chat until we get to that point, and she's going to fill us in on everything that Christine Ullman has going on. You watch Saturday Night Live, Michael?
I used to. I don't really have cable anymore, so sometimes I check out some of the sketches online.
I haven't watched it in 4 years
Because you haven't had a TV.
because I haven't had a television since
I-
August of 2013. yeah.
I think it's a new way to watch like stuff online, right? I mean, I do. I watch Netflix, and I don't
Yep.
watch news or just some Netflix stuff, and I'll catch a YouTube show, like this show on YouTube.
Yeah,
And
me too.
right, you catch a sketch. and that's how you do it.
Yeah. Like I read about a.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I read about a funny sketch, and I'm like, all right, let me check
Yeah.
this out. And,
Why not, right? As if right on cue, that could be Miss Christine now, right? Is that her? Hello, Christine Ullman. How are you?
I am fine, baby. How are you?
We are always happy to hear from you. How have you been?
I've been just great. You know, I'm coming to Staten Island next weekend to do a show. So I wanted to talk to the listeners about it and connect with you as well, Danny.
Well, you've got all kinds of things coming up. The Staten Island show, and you have a whole list of things you're doing these days.
Yes, and also something in Manhattan. Yeah, actually the next week after that. So we could talk about a couple things. And yes, the Beehive Queen is always busy.
This I know. You're a very busy woman. Okay, so go ahead. What's the Staten Island show?
The Staten Island show is next Sunday, October 15th. It's a recovery. It's called the Beacon of Hope Festival on Staten Island at Lighthouse Point, the promenade at Lighthouse Point. It runs noon to 7, and I will be appearing at around 2 o'clock with my friend Ricky Bird and the NYC Hit Squad. So Liberty DeVito on drums, Kasim Sultan on bass, Buddy Shoes on bass. A lot of great people will be appearing with us. Benny Harrison on keys. And this is something that's going to run all day at the Lighthouse, and its theme is recovery. So certainly we welcome everyone, people that are in recovery, people that are thinking about going into recovery, people that aren't in recovery. It's all great. The Clean Getaway All-Stars with Ricky Bird will be there at 2 o'clock.
Beautiful. Now, I actually spoke with Ricky some months back and he's willing to make an appearance on this program. But since I spoke with him, I've switched radio stations, as you know, and we are broadcasting from the City of Angels Recovery Radio Station. This is that's
absolutely great.
It's perfect, yes. So you telling us about that gig is perfect for this station because City of Angels Recovery Radio, that's what they do here. They help people get into recovery. They help people that are in recovery. They support the families. They've got all kinds of programs that they assist people with to help them, with addictions and things of that nature. So that's really great that you're doing that.
That's wonderful. Yeah, I will certainly get in touch with him, Danny. May I give him your number then and make sure he gets in touch?
I would love that. I would absolutely love that.
That's great. That's great.
Now, what do you do? Go ahead.
Well, and then the following week, I'll be in Manhattan at the PlayStation Theater, which is formerly the Nokia Theater.
Okay.
And that is for Little Kids Rock.
Oh.
And which is a wonderful program that
yes,
gets
it is.
Musical instruments into the hands of kids all around the country. And we'll be appearing there with Elvis Costello, with Bonnie Raitt, and Kev Moe, and Darlene Love. So Bonnie and Elvis are being honored, and Kev Moe is kind of along for the ride, which is not too shabby.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And that's on Broadway, if anybody's wondering. It's on Broadway, corner of 44th, and that's Wednesday, October 18th for Little Kids Rock.
Okay.
I don't think it's sold out. We're in a bigger venue than we're usually in. I think they're having tables, but I think there are also some standard studio seating.
Oh, okay.
Theater seating, so littlekidsrock.org. You should go there, folks, if you want to get a ticket, and you'll be supporting a fabulous charity, and the band is off the charts great.
Hey, you know what, Christine? Any thoughts of getting Kev to put a little bit of that slide dobro maybe on something you got coming out?
Well, I don't know. I know him. I'm gonna be speaking to him. I have some I can't really say who the guests are on the new record.
Okay.
They're pretty righteous.
Nice.
Yeah, I know him. Actually, I have been singing with my friend Big Al Anderson. I've been singing a song called That's Who I Am, which Al has on this Taj Mo record, which is just fabulous, by the way, the Taj Mahal Kev Mo record.
Yep.
And so Al and I have been out singing that song every place. Al wrote it with Kev.
Love it.
So you never know, but I do actually have a friend of mine who is as good on lap steel. You know who he is. I just don't want to say who he is yet, but I will reveal it at the appropriate time, Danny. Don't worry.
I know. I was hoping for a scoop.
So you'll get one. He just actually confirmed with me this morning. So.
Oh, beautiful.
But he's the master of all things with 6 strings, let me just say. You know,
Okay.
this man, and everybody knows who he is.
Uh-huh.
So, but you know, yeah, I'll be glad to see Kev. I know Bonnie and Elvis and I worked on a track together for that show Vinyl that was on HBO. It got canceled, but it was on Vinyl, the show about the record industry in the 70s.
Right.
Elvis and I did a duet on that for that show.
Oh,
so,
very cool.
So it's like old home week for me. I'm really looking forward.
That's great. Are you traveling at all? You going to any festivals?
Oh, yeah. Right after that, the next week I'll be going to Baltimore, another charity I serve on the board called Casey Cares. And then I'm going to New Orleans for around Halloween. I'm going to New Orleans, sit in with a bunch of my friends down there, some of the guys from the Radiators, me and Willie Green, fabulous drummer. Just, you know, there's some wonderful, wonderful cats down there that I'll be playing with in New Orleans right around the time of Halloween.
Now, are you still involved with the charity in New Orleans for the musicians?
Yes, the New Orleans Musicians Clinic. I'll be meeting with them while I'm down there. We're getting ready to have our show during Jazz Fest 2018. It's called Down on the Bayou. And I'll be hosting that show. I'm the MC and appearing. It will be at one of the bigger venues down there during the Thursday before the second weekend of Jazz Fest. So folks, if you're thinking of going, it's called Down on the Bayou. It's always packed with stars, and it's all for the benefit of the New Orleans Musicians Clinic. They didn't really dodge the bullet today. There was a lot of rain. I'm getting in touch with most of my friends. It was downgraded to a tropical storm by the time it hit the city. But still, a tropical storm is never good there because they're below sea level.
Right.
You know, so I'm in the process now of just checking in with a few of my friends down there and making sure they're okay.
Yeah. Well, let's hope so, because I know you do a lot of work for them and with them down there.
Yes, I do.
You're you do a lot of very charitable things, and
I do, and you know what? It's an honor for me because the music business has been very good to me, Danny, as you know, and I pick my charities carefully, and I've got about 5 or 6 of them, and I try to work as hard as I can for each one of them, at the appropriate time each year, so I do try to do what I can, yes.
thought I lost you there for a minute.
No, I'm here.
Gathering your thoughts. No, I know you do. And now, for those of you who are just tuning in, I have Christine Ullman on the phone with me, the Beehive Queen, member of the Saturday Night Live house band for forever. How's that going?
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, everything's just going, great. It's early in the season, but we're moving along, moving and grooving.
There you go. Now, when's the new disc coming out, and when will I see you down here in my area again at the Record Collector?
Well, the Record Collector, we probably won't be now until the winter.
Okay.
Maybe February. We might be down there in February.
Okay.
Things get kind of crazy once SNL starts up again. I don't have a lot of free weekends, but probably February. And honestly, we have not started recording yet. Andy York is co-producing with me, and he's been on tour with John Mellencamp. He's just getting back now. So we're getting ready to start. And we're also going to be doing some fundraising, folks. So, get out your PayPal password, because I'm going to be hitting you up.
There you go.
We're going to be doing a fundraising campaign so that we can really do some great promotion on this one and some touring as well, be some tour support.
Oh.
So I'm hoping everyone will give me a little bit of money. We have a lot of friends, and that way, we'll make as much money as we need. So I'll be posting that on your page when it's ready, Danny, and I'll appreciate it if you'll share.
Of course I will. You got a friend in me, my friend.
I do know that. Also, we're going to be playing The Outpost in the Burbs, which is
in Montclair, yes.
in Montclair. Yes, we're going to be playing there again. I was probably late. It might be late February. So we'll be doing one or the other in February. We probably wouldn't do both. And then whichever one is not February, we'll be doing later in the spring.
Okay.
And we're looking forward.
Now, how can my listeners? How can they find you? Website, social media? What are they?
Christine Ohlman, .net or .com. It doesn't matter, Christine Ullman, or just look up the Beehive Queen. You'll find me on Facebook. I'm known as Beehive Queen, Christine Ullman. And if you can't remember how to spell my name, but it is Ohlman. You can find me just by looking at Beehive Queen. But the website is really great. It's packed with information and cool stuff. And, then I'm on Facebook as well. So, of course, I'd love to connect with everyone that way, too.
And if I have my way, you will.
Well, thank you. By the way, I just slapped the Beacon of Hope up on your wall.
Okay.
So I hope you'll share it.
I will.
And anybody that wants to go to Danny's wall, they can see it right now. And we really will appreciate everyone. Think about coming out to Staten Island. It's supposed to be great weather. And, we're hoping for the weather to hold. And it's really going to be a great day celebrating recovery and fellowship, as is the way. So we would just love to see everyone, no matter what your status is, or no matter what your thoughts are about recovery, or your place in that world. We welcome you, and we welcome you into the fellowship.
That's beautiful. And we're going to do our part to help that out, as well as what we do here with City of Angels. And as I said, you've got a friend in us here, Christine. That's never a problem.
Thank you so much, Danny. It's just a joy to hear your voice. It's been far too long.
I know. We haven't talked. I know. I miss you.
I know.
All right, Christine.
But now we will.
That's right. And now this will be replayed forever.
That's true.
Absolutely, baby. Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you so much for calling in. And again,
Sure. Yeah.
you've got this coming. Wait, Staten Island is when? This Saturday?
Coming Sunday,
Or Sunday.
a week from tonight, is the Beacon of Hope, October 15th on Staten Island, at the Promenade at the Lighthouse.
And then
October 18th, Wednesday, in Manhattan at the PlayStation Theater, which used to be the Nokia Theater, 44th and Broadway, Little Kids Rock annual gala with Elvis Costello, Bonnie Raitt, Ken Moe, and the Beehive Queen, Christine Ullman.
That's beautiful. Hey, before I let you go, one last thing. My guest in studio tonight is Mr. Michael Askin, a fabulous singer-songwriter.
Hi.
Hi, how are you, Christine?
Any advice for him?
Very good, yeah.
Any advice for Mr. Michael? Christine.
I'm sorry, any advice?
Any advice for Michael? Yeah.
I'm all ears.
I don't know. What kind of advice? Keep your nose clean. Keep your nose clean. No.
Okay.
Advice, I would say this, advice about the music business?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I would say this to anybody, if you get into it for the love of the work, you're likely to be happier. The work is really everything. Just keep working, keep finding new things to do, keep working, keep reaching out, keep networking, always be honest and ethical in what you do, and, the work will be its own reward. I say this to people all the time. If you're getting into it for the money and the chicks, maybe you should get a different job. But, if you have a real, desire to connect and communicate with people in your art, chances are things will go well for you.
All right. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, those words are from my heart, Michael.
Yeah,
So,
no.
all my best
definitely.
wishes to you. Take care.
Thanks, you too.
All right, Christine. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure
All right,
hearing from
Danny,
you.
We'll talk to you soon, everybody. Rock on.
Rock
Rock
on,
on.
baby. We'll see you. Thank you.
Bye.
There she is, Christine Ullman. Yeah. She is an absolute treat to see live.
Yeah, that was great. That was a great interview, too.
She rocks. She just kicks it out there. If you want to hear somebody that reproduces their record live perfectly, go here. I mean, it's just raw. It's open. That's why I asked her about Ken Moe, because oh man, I can imagine him playing on her disc. But she has the secret. She's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Great person too. Very nice. Very, very accessible. Her fans love her. So I was waiting for you to ask her about how much Aquanet it takes.
I so wanted to,
Well, I was
but
waiting.
maybe
That's
she
why I
wanted a
looked at you.
beehive. Maybe she didn't, so I was waiting.
Now, if you're just tuning in, this is Rock On Radio. My guest this evening is Michael Askin.
Hello.
Yes.
And All right, where were we, Michael? Thank you for your patience. by
Oh,
the
no
way.
problem. Yeah.
She's right. You know.
Yeah.
What she gave you is from the heart.
Yeah, and that's
That's
solid advice. Yeah.
That's a woman who's seen her share of triumph and tragedy, especially over the last decade or so.
Yeah.
And she just keeps going.
Yeah.
And she's got herself a nice gig as a member of the house band Saturday Night Live, and
Pretty
when she's
sweet.
not, she's always busy.
Yeah.
When the show is live for the whatever it is 13 weeks from September through
Is that it?
December.
Seems like-
Yeah,
Yeah.
she is. She's very busy, so she usually gigs just locally.
Yeah.
But after that, it's
But you know what I like? She
All
does a
over.
lot of charity things.
yes.
And when you give of yourself, you get back tenfold. And that's kind of what she's saying in all her advice.
That's right.
And I
So-
love that.
So that means if I give you like $10, you'll give me 100.
Oh, is that how that
Well,
works?
if we go to AC, we could try to turn it into 100.
Feel that machine. All right. So where were we, Michael? Oh, you had just finished playing a tune. Very
That's-
nice song.
yeah. Oh,
actually.
thank you.
The,
Thank
the
you.
title cut.
Very
there.
descriptive, too. Your lyrics are very descriptive.
Yeah.
How do you write 'em?
How do I write the lyrics?
Yeah, as you're about to tell Rich.
I usually start with kind of like like the initial hook, which is, I mean, I guess the inspiration is a certain river, probably not too far from here. It's actually like the part of the Raritan Canal between Montgomery and New Brunswick, and it's a really pretty drive to go down that river road.
Right.
I'm sure you guys are familiar with it, and so I just had that phrase turning over in my head, the road by the river.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, and I had that for a while. It took me a while to put the proper chord structure behind it. But yeah, it
It's
was,
mesmerizing. The chord, it's very mesmerizing. Lyrics are descriptive. That's great songwriting.
yeah, thank you. Thank you.
See, they are actually my favorite type of songwriters, singer-song. Guys like God rest his soul, Tom Petty,
Oh, yeah.
Bob
Oh, yeah.
Seger, Bruce Springsteen,
They're descriptive.
Bob Dylan. Guys that can paint a picture with their lyrics, and it's just
Yeah, this shit like showing instead of telling.
right.
Like someone told me that one of the best descriptive songs ever written was Glenn Campbell sang back in the old days, "I'm a lineman for the county."
Yeah, right.
And he's just really starts who he is, looking at, telephone poles and all that kind of stuff. It's a very descriptive song.
Yeah.
The Wichita alignment.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting. In good songwriting should be descriptive.
I always kind of liken it to, what if, God forbid, my eyesight was taken from me, and I'm hearing. I can't see you as a performer, but I'm hearing what you're playing.
Absolutely.
And I'm thinking in my mind, can I see that same bridge that's on the front of this CD? Can I see, those descriptive things that you're trying to get across?
Yeah.
I take, like I said, Bob Seger.
Yes.
Being a musician, and a song like "Turn the Page."
Yes.
You can just
He's
see that
great.
guy
Yeah.
after a gig sitting in the in the bus as it's driving down the highway, or what happens when you're on stage. Even I was just sitting around last night having a drink and smoking a cigar, and
Well,
I had my
sounds nice.
I had my yes, I'm old school. I had my iPod next to me, and Bon Jovi's Dead or Alive, Wanted Dead or Alive came on, and I'm listening to that. And if you're a rock musician, and you would know better than me because you've toured, to hear those words and those lyrics, it kind of puts you right there.
Yeah.
It's
And
very
I like
important.
that.
It's very important. And as songwriters, the copyright is half music and half lyrics. Half instrumental and lyrics. And lyrics are just very, very important.
Words matter.
It's like reading a book.
So what do you do first, Michael? Do you do lyrics, or is it usually music that comes first?
It's usually like the kind of skeleton of the lyrics,
Okay.
and then I build the music around that, and then I kind of fill in.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's kind of common. I'm not 100% sure, like starting with like the hook or the phrase, that I want to kind of build things around.
It is common. That's how a lot of people do it. I know I do it that way too. You just you're talking in tongues almost. Like the lyrics are there, but they're skeletal. Like
Right.
lyrics, and then you kind of like fill in the blanks.
Yeah, absolutely.
And some songs just sound like some words are not even formed yet. You know, it's kind of like, but the word finds its place into that little place. So,
it takes a little while, but it usually gets there.
You ever find yourself trying to force it?
Yeah, and you know,
That's when you walk away.
well, yeah. Sometimes you take a break at that point, but sometimes you just I know it needs time. Like if I'm not finding the right words, just try to get something down and then come back to it and keep perfecting it, I guess.
What is the longest you've ever let a song stew and then came? I mean, I've had people come in here and say, I wrote this about 20 years ago, and then I finally found the right words to it now.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know if I've ever gone that long, but like I could think of.
No, I've actually
yeah.
had, I'm not exaggerating, people have come in here and said
definitely, because it's been probably a couple years for certain songs. Like that, that one that I just played, I kind of had the phrase and a few lyrics, and nothing kind of sounded right until I started playing in a different tuning, and then, I got that rhythm thing happening, and I'm like, oh, this fits.
There you go.
So sometimes you just have to keep looking at old stuff that you wrote and see if it fits anywhere.
Yep.
I know, I know.
concur.
Okay.
The concurrence has occurred.
Another concurrence.
I know that, a lot of singer-songwriters are very, or not just singer-songwriters, anybody who creates their own music, a lot of them are very possessive. Some are very open, but a lot are very possessive. It's like their child. Every song is an individual. They give birth to it, and they're very hesitant to change it. I have a friend who's a great. He's like I just mentioned, Tom Petty, that type of thing. The Williams Boy. I love his lyrics,
yeah,
man. That's why I love Billy Williams, because his lyrics are just phenomenal.
Well, he's also very descriptive.
Yes, and Rick Winnow,
Yeah,
same
yeah.
way.
Very.
John Alberici, same
Yeah.
way. These guys are all fantastic songwriters because they paint that picture for you.
Yeah.
We have a call, Art. No, oh boy. Welcome to Rock On Radio. Who is this?
Danny Coleman, you need me on this show. I'm about ready to fall asleep.
Oh my.
Need some excitement named George on the show.
George, are you sure that you didn't take the wrong meds?
I didn't hear what you said, Coleman. Why don't you get that charcoal out of your mouth? I didn't hear what you said.
Wow. Now George is turning ugly tonight, isn't he? That's horrible, George, the way you talk to me.
I'm just telling you, you need me to keep people awake here.
All right, well, come on down, George. We'd love to see you.
I mean,
Obviously,
as a co-host, I would be an asset to your company.
you can. He's got part of that, right? All right, George. You know where we're at. Come on down and find us, man.
I know exactly where you're at, Coleman.
Pick up Kenny Siegel on the way.
I tell you,
Okay?
on your Facebook page a couple weeks back, I saw a Stellan company over at the Wonder Bar. I wonder what was going on over there that night.
Yeah.
So why would George?
Siegel is there too.
I
yeah,
know.
you just mentioned that if George comes to the studio, he should pick up Kenny
He should
Siegel.
pick up Kenny Siegel and bring him with him.
Really?
Right, George?
George?
And there he is. He's gone.
Should I be afraid?
That's George was a little harassing this evening. That's not like him.
Well,
Well, yeah, he always harasses us, but
but you know what? We're under our investigation here.
Mhm.
He's only calling into Rock on Radio.
You noticed,
Yes.
right? So
So it's all about you,
That's
Coleman,
right. That's
as he
right.
keeps saying.
Uh-oh.
He said his last name is Coleman.
he does.
Do you know a George Coleman?
Yeah, him. Art, I think we're gonna have to hire security now to keep George in line. What do you think?
Samantha.
Samantha does
He might just come
everything.
in his bunny slippers.
Ooh.
Maybe he won't need
How do
security.
you know George has bunny slippers?
I don't know. Maybe he won't need security is what I'm saying. He just said he woke up.
How do you know that George has bunny slippers?
I don't know George has bunny slippers. He said he just woke up, and you're saying all the security.
How do
I
you
said,
know
what
that
if he
George
showed-
has?
I don't know if he has bunny slippers.
He doesn't sound like the
Where
kind
were
of
you
guy
last
that would
Tuesday
have-
at 4 o'clock?
Right? George calls
Wouldn't
the
you like
show
to
every
know?
Sunday
Oh, does he really?
and gives me a hard time. Yeah, but,
For a couple months now.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know who George is.
He
You
turned a
don't-
little,
you don't
he
know
turned
him?
a little ugly tonight, but that's
Yeah,
okay. You know
yeah.
what? Let him fall asleep. He must need it.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with sleep.
Oh, wow. What if he calls back now?
Art will hang up on him. No, Art will get.
Art will say, please hold.
Jesus. All right, if you're just tuning in, my guest this evening is Michael Askin, 609-241-7103. If you have any questions for myself, Art, Ryche, Chlanda,
And you know
Michael,
what?
Maryann.
George was a
Or
caller. He
Samantha.
could have got his new album.
You know, he's done that, and he never gives us an out. You know, he doesn't want to give us access to him.
He's going to come pick that up with Kenny.
Yeah, with Kenny and Estelle,
I hope he likes it. Jesus.
right? Why don't you give us another tune, Michael?
Sure.
We'll get back to some music here now. George, we'll keep George awake.
All right, I'll try.
Well, you know, despite George, Terry is loving it in Cuba. Who else is listening here?
There's a Cuba, Missouri.
There is.
There is.
Interesting.
Cuba, Missouri.
Interesting.
Who else is listening? Oh, we got, I think Mario's listening. We have all kinds of people tuned in over here. So, good.
And they're
That's what you
writing
want.
in, too, as we're talking.
They are.
So it's kind of cool.
That's it. If you want to give us a call, as I said, 609-241-7103. We'll give you a copy of Michael Askin's Road by the River, as well as, what else, Mara? What else are we going to give them?
We can give them the extreme chakra cleansing for a supercharged life.
Ooh, Chakra Khan.
Yes.
There he is. Chakra Khan. There he is. Chakra Khan. All right, Michael, what are you going to do for us?
So I'm going to do one that's not on the EP. I hope that's okay.
Yeah, of
course.
It's a newish song. It's another song about traveling and driving and, just trying to kind of clear your head behind the wheel of a car. It's called Aimless as the Wind.
Has this ever been performed on the radio before?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
I think
I was looking for a world premiere there.
That's
Chlanda.
what we were
Yeah.
looking for.
Getting
yeah.
excited.
I think so.
Okay.
I was.
Calm down. Calm down.
Yeah.
That's all right.
But might be like the second time. That's pretty good.
So that, in other words, if at first it didn't succeed, he tries again, and he does it on your show.
Yeah. And if
All right.
it doesn't work this time, I'll try it one more time.
There you go. On somebody else's show.
Yeah.
All right, Michael Askin.
All right. Make sure I'm in tune. Early Sunday morning, I feel the ice begin to crack outside my window. The sun is trying to get in. Oh, I can't fall asleep again, and my bags aren't even packed. I don't know when I'm coming home again. So I drain my cup of coffee and I let the engine run. I'm awake, steady as she goes. I'm following my instincts and I'll follow the sun through the town and the melting ice and snow. The shadow of your memory is lifting from my mind. I can't wait to drift from sin to sin. The highway is calling me like a siren from the sea. I am free and aimless as the wind. Well, I sang all of the harmonies when they drove old Dixie down. You don't know the shape I'm in. Oh, Ryan Adams sings one of his lonesome heartache songs. I know just how it feels to be him.
The shadow of your memory is lifting from my mind. I can't wait to drift from sin to sin. The highway is calling me like a siren from the sea. I am free and aimless as the wind. The trail of your memory is lifting from my mind. I can't wait to race from sin to sin. The highway is calling me like a siren from the sea. I am free and aimless as the wind. Well, I miss you so badly, I can barely handle it. You don't know the shape I'm in. So let the universe embrace me until the pain just lifts. I don't know when I'm coming home again. The trail of your memory is lifting from my mind. I can't wait to race from sin to sin. Ooh, the highway is calling me like a siren from the sea. I am free and aimless as the wind. I am free and aimless as the wind.
There we go. Michael Askin. Terry says to let you know that Cuba, Missouri, or Missouri, as they say, is 50 miles west, I think she said, of St. Louis, right off I-44. So next time you go out there on tour. Actually, Terry drove. I had some Rock on Radio guests on. Oh, my God. I can't believe their names are escaping me now. Two young ladies. Who, the one used to be from around the main line in Philly, around Villanova, and she moved out to L.A., and she met another singer-songwriter out there, and they decided they were going to tour the country, every 50 states in like 55 days.
Oh, okay.
And they did it.
Wow.
And they were playing in Missouri, and Terry drove to see them, actually.
Cool.
Sarah and, why can't I remember? I can't, man. Darn cholesterol.
What's going on
meds.
with you today?
I don't know. I'm in back pain. No drugs and back pain.
Need that woman.
Telling you. But Molly said he's good. Can you let him know once he's done? Well, there you go, Molly.
Thank you,
Molly's
Molly.
tuning in. So
Appreciate it. Very nice.
see that. How about you? Website, social media? How do we find you?
Well, you can go to www.michaelaskin.com, and it takes you to my Facebook music site. I'm also on Bandcamp, www.michaelaskin.bandcamp.com, and Reverb Nation, reverbnation.com/Michael Askin.
Beautiful. See? So you can find him at all those
So many
spots.
different places to find people
That's
nowadays, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
And
And
you can Google me. You know, there's only a couple Michael Askins around.
It's funny. I'm probably dating myself here, but I remember you could look at somebody and say, "Can I have your digits?" You remember? And they're just your phone number. And now it's like, "Oh, you can have this. You can have this. You can have this." and
I'm
this."
everywhere.
You're dating yourself?
Is that on your MySpace page?
Yeah. Thanks so much.
Usually when somebody says, give me your digits, they want to lop my fingers off, but that's a whole nother, story. Woo! Terry said, like this song sounds good. He's got that old style country song.
Oh.
Thank you, Tim.
There you
So
go.
when you write your music, what is it that you're going for? I mean, what style? Country, Americana, which is a term that drives me insane. Blues, rock. What are we doing?
Well, I think Americana is sort of like more towards rock than country. I guess I'm somewhere in between rock and country.
There are people who consider John Cougar. Christine talked about John Cougar Mellencamp. John Mellencamp, that they consider him Americana. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, it's a very broad,
I don't understand that whole genre.
Yeah.
I don't, I think that's for, people who are looking to create something. Americana. Well, what's Americana? Is it in a roadside bar that you see somewhere? Is it singer-songwriter? Is it upbeat? What is it?
It's a diner up
I don't
on
know.
130.
Yeah, the Americana, right? Right down the road
pretty
here,
good,
around the
yeah.
corner. Yeah, so I think, do you find that you get pigeonholed at all as an artist, or are you still kind of,
No, I don't think so.
no?
I think there's a lot of singer-songwriters out there doing something similar, so it's hard to find your niche or my niche,
Okay.
hard to kind of stand out.
I was going to say, so how does Michael Askin separate himself?
I don't know, I try to write, as prolifically as I can, as much as I can, and try to be kind of unique. Like with a lot of these songs, I'm just trying to be as honest as I can about how I feel in a certain moment, if I'm going through a rough time, whatever the case may be, to just not hold anything back, So I think that's probably the way I choose to do it. Like,
Easier for you to write when you're depressed, sad, or happy?
It's like that rawness come out.
yeah, it's tough to answer. Like, I kind of had a little bit of a rough year last year, and I wrote a lot of good songs. So maybe,
Yeah.
Right.
maybe that's the way it goes, But then I've written good songs when I'm like, I'm feeling okay. So I guess probably need more of a bigger sample size, maybe.
Think so?
I'll get back to you. Do some
Well,
research on that.
Oh, research.
That scares him because he does everything by the seat of his pants.
Research. I do no research. I'll do no research before it's time.
That keeps you fresh.
Think so?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe.
Spontaneous.
Fresh as a daisy.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe?
I like to prepare, so I like to do a little research at least.
And? How's that work?
Sometimes it works really well,
Okay.
but then you'll throw something at me. I'll be like, "What?" Right. So
Well, that's why it works.
Yeah,
That's
that's
why
why
it
you do all
works.
that research.
They
just
say
in
if two
case.
people are exactly the same, one's unnecessary.
Ooh, I like
Wow.
that. Where'd you hear that?
I don't know.
Who's
That was
they
pretty
that
good.
said that? I wonder-
I don't know.
Oh, well, if you would like a copy of Michael's Road by the River disc, as well as a Maryann, my co-host, is a best-selling author, and she has The Road to Success, Volume 2, right?
She was on the red
Volume
carpet
2.
in Hollywood with
She
Jack
was,
Canfield.
with Jack the
Yes.
Chicken Soup Dude. That's right.
fun.
Chicken soup Canfield.
That's him. Correct.
yes, I like that chicken soup guy.
And you've created a DVD with the music by Shakir Khan, otherwise known as Ryche Chlanda.
Yes.
Yes.
And we have actually, first of all, I want to thank Charles Larita and Will Sarver they are the creators of the theme song you hear on Rock on Radio when we
That's a rockin' song.
enter and leave.
Charles is going to be playing at Cedar Gardens, I believe, sometime. very
He just
soon.
did. I just
Oh, did I
emceed
miss
his.
it?
Yeah, I emceed his CD release party. Actually, he's got a Halloween thing coming up too. So at Cedar Gardens.
Maybe that's what it is, because it's up on the board when you ride by.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, that might still be from
Can
the
you get
CD
me in?
release party. They're a little slow at changing the marquee.
Can I get a press pass?
Right? Why not? $5.
Wow.
I think that's what it costs to get in. That's what it cost me. Nah, he let me in for free because I emceed it.
I miss, I forget his name now, but I miss him. The guy who used to always book bands there in the smaller room.
Oh, Teddy.
Ted,
Teddy
yeah.
Z. Yeah.
Yeah.
Teddy Z passed away. Yep.
He really was a special dude, huh?
Teddy Z was the only one promoting the only venue. Cedar Gardens is this massive banquet facility in Hamilton Township on Route 33.
Okay.
And it had a liquor store in the front, which was a nice size. And but off the liquor store was a pub, and it was like what, 8 seats at the bar, 10 seats
Something
at the
like
bar,
that, yeah.
maybe a half a dozen tables. But Teddy Z was the only person when he came in to take it over decided he was going to allow original music in there.
And that's
He was-
very old school.
Right.
There's a very old school feeling.
and which is where I first met
Yes.
Rich like 6 years ago or so. And
That's not there anymore, right?
no,
don't do
they
that
actually
anymore?
they did away with the pub. They remodeled it, made the liquor store huge. It's a buy right liquor store. But The banquet hall is still there, and Teddy passed away suddenly a couple years ago, and
Yeah.
they still do jams for him at the Ivy Tavern
Yeah.
in Hamilton, where the benefit was that one day, which I also emceed.
Yeah, no, you were close, and he was a great guy, and he, he was just there for bands, right? He was just there.
He was an interesting character. No matter what he tried to do, they kind of shot him down. He
Yeah.
wanted to bring food in. He wanted to bring, to keep people coming to hear the music, and for him, it was all about the music.
Yeah.
So, Teddy Z is missed, especially since it was.
I miss him. Yes.
It was really the only venue that had original music.
Yeah, there's aren't enough.
Yeah.
No, and he was very encouraging to young artists and new artists.
Actually, that's one of the first places you played when you
Absolutely, when
came
I-
out of your semi-retirement.
Yes, and that's really true. And I just did it acoustically and came back out. That's right. He gave me that second chance to come back out again.
Mm-hmm.
And through that, other things happened. Renaissance happened.
Yes.
Like a year after that and stuff. So it's really something that even if you stop playing for a while or you say, hey, nothing's going on, it's that love and that trying and just being in the game that really then good things come. If you stop, then good things don't come.
Michael,
So-
are you a fan of Looney Tunes?
Well, it's been a while growing up. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
right. Now,
yeah.
I only ask you that
Yeah.
because there was one. And I've said this multiple times on this program. There's an episode where I can't remember who it was. One of the Looney Tunes characters was bit by the gambling bug,
Oh, wow.
and every time the
Sounds
gambling
edgy.
they try to walk away, the gambling bug would bite them. Bet, gotta bet.
It was literally a bug. that would-
Yeah, a gambling, a cartoon
I
bug.
get
you
it.
know.
Yeah.
And but I always liken being a musician to that gambling bug, because every time you walk away, at some point, whether it's 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, I had somebody come in here 25 years, 20 years, they all come back. It's in your blood.
Yeah.
You can't walk.
That's right. It's in your blood.
You can't
Yeah.
walk away.
Yeah. That's a good analogy. It's true. It's very,
It
very
is,
true. Yeah.
and it's the desire, like Christine said earlier, to create, to give of yourself, or whatever. Whether it's so you can sit around the campfire or the fire pit in your backyard with some friends and do it, or take it out on a stage. A desire to create is there. What are you going to do with your music? Are we looking at licensing, or are we looking at gigs? And if you have, what do you have coming up for gigs too?
Well, the gig that I have coming up next it's not till November the 10th. It's at the Belmar Arts Council in Belmar, New Jersey, not too far from where I live. Looks like right now a songwriter named Dave Vargo is going to be playing with me.
I love David.
Yeah,
Love David. David's a great guy.
good writer, nice guy, great musician, and he's helped me out with a couple things, and I like his music. I played guitar in his band for a show at the Saint, so
Oh, did you?
yeah, and it was fun.
Nice.
A lot of fun. Love doing that.
Unfortunately, I could not make that one, and I wanted to make that show
Yeah, it was
with for David.
It was good. He's got some good songs, and yeah. So I think it's looking like an acoustic show for the two of us.
Nice. His album "Burning Through" is doing incredibly well. I haven't seen a bad review yet.
Yeah, it's just solid songs and really good production. So
Now, Dave Vargo was Whitney Houston's guitar player for like 3 or 4 years. And,
Yeah.
First gig he did with her was the Garden. Imagine that.
Oh, wow.
He
No
also
pressure.
he also toured with Rupert Holmes.
Oh.
And the Pina Colada song, Rupert
Uh-huh,
Holmes,
yeah.
and Phoebe Snow, and
Oh, wow.
so
Nice.
that's great that you are hooked up with David.
And he's a guy like you were saying. He kind of packed it up for a while, and I guess you'd have to ask him what it kind of inspired him to get back into it. But it's just hard to stop. Like you go out and see somebody play, and you're like, I could do that. I should be doing this again.
You
know,
have
so-
that passion inside of you.
yeah.
Have you ever put it down?
No, not really. I guess I've been like a solo artist for maybe like not even 10 years. I mean, I was mostly like a guitar player in rock bands. So I don't play in bands as much, but I'm kind of focusing on the songwriting and the acoustic stuff. But I've been pretty consistently doing this for a long time. It seems like a long time.
You know, I love to hear that.
Consistency is key, though. It
You know,
really is.
when she was on here a couple of weeks ago,
Uh-huh.
Patrice Hawthorne, also known as Peaches, of Peaches and Herb.
I thought
Peaches
you,
number 4.
I thought you were Peaches.
I am.
Don't
apparently.
start this again.
See, he brought that trauma right
I
back.
know, and
Now-
it's just something that
I
you're just
can't.
not out of your system.
Mayor, take over. I can't.
See? Well, I loved her. She was fantastic.
Actually,
here.
she said something at the end of the program, which was very telling.
Yes, she did.
She said, you know, success is measured in many different ways. You know, I'm paraphrasing here because I don't remember verbatim, but if, you know, and kind of like what Christine just said, if you go out and, you know, you do it for you, you know, success can come. You know, you don't have to be on stage in front of 100,000 people at Giant Stadium or 80,000 people, you know, and making oogles of money that way. You can always get your fulfillment and
Right.
success in a lot of ways. You know, I look at me here, okay? People, you know, anybody can be successful on Facebook and social media. You know, anybody can look like, you know, I have people think, oh, you own a radio station. No, I have a radio show. Big difference. But the way, you know, things come across on social media, people think you're this, you know, huge success. And a lot of times, I don't view myself. Matter of fact, first time Jack Warwick, okay, you know Jack, right, contacted me about the Rockfest Rib Contest. Right, I was writing for the Trentonian, and he contacts me for the City of Angels Rockfest, wants me to MC it and be in the rib contest. Okay, cool. And I'm like, well, you know, I'm not dragging my grill, and my grill is huge. It's my grill's going to be there. You can use mine, and I wound up winning, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Which was kind of cool.
Congratulations.
The first one there, but it was the first time I ever laughed, and I didn't do it. I didn't mean to insult him or hurt his feelings, but I said, why are you calling me? And he said, well, you're a local celebrity. And I cracked up, and I'm like, what do you mean? Well, you have a radio show, you write for the newspaper.
And you are a chef with your crock on
And
chili,
a-
too, as
right.
well. That's award-winning,
Right.
too.
Award-winning.
Several
So-
times.
But it is true. You know, you might not think that, but that's really true.
So the way people view me is far from the way I view me.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
people can view you as a success, even if you don't. If you think you're like the common man, you know.
Yeah.
Are you the common man?
I
How
think
do you
so.
view yourself now that you brought it up?
I don't see that's a lot of my problem. It's not a lack of confidence. I just don't see me
It's down to earth.
as a success. You know,
don't
but then
find
I look
yourself-
back and I think this show's been on the air for 8.5
Yeah,
years.
so-
I must be doing something right.
Right.
People like Art and the City of Angels and my good friend Charlene, you know, put me in touch.
You know, when you're on Facebook, I love when you say, hey, I just picked up the phone. Hey, Danny, how you doing? And then you'll go through the whole thing and say, and then read about it, you know, in this next article
And
or
it's
whatever.
it's a major
And they're-
star.
yeah, that's what I'm getting at. It's a major star.
Yeah. So
Well, exactly.
you got to take a look at yourself.
So well, and that's my whole point,
Yeah.
Michael. You know, you have to how you view yourself may be different how others view you, but in reality, it's. I guess I've had success with this show.
This is how I view you.
You are talking to a man who has laughed in the face of death, sneered at doom, and chuckled at catastrophe.
Well, that would be my life, pretty much.
He's right on cue over
He
there.
was, he
I
was.
love
That's
it.
art.
He was looking for that. I gave him enough lead time.
Art's unleashed.
That's fun.
But you know how you view yourself, and it goes a long way. You know, there's a difference between being humble and being lacking confidence.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
for years up until probably, and I have no reason to be confident with everything that's going on in my life right now. But for some reason, I feel much better since I made the switch to come here.
Oh,
to,
yeah.
to City of Angels. I feel
It's
more
like Sonny and
confident.
Cher. I got you, babe.
It's a lot less stressful, right?
Well, that is true. But so the way you present yourself to others, you know, it isn't, or what they think of you is huge. I think in your own psyche and your own ability. I mean, if you kept writing tunes and nobody really was receptive to them, you wouldn't think very highly of yourself, right? You'd be,
Yeah.
But there are people who do. I
Yeah.
mean, I've had people. I know artists who are not. They're less than stellar. Let's put it that way. But yet they think they are the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Yeah, it's weird. And then you have the people that are like mind-blowingly talented that are like, I'm terrible. I can't go on the radio and play.
But if you write from your heart, like what you were saying, you were going through a rough time.
Yeah.
That's where some of your best songs come from. That it's a way, I guess, of a form of expression for yourself to help you with what you're going on in your everyday life. Is
Yeah.
doing your music. So for you, your success in your own right. You know what I'm saying? Because it's helping you, and then others might view it that way.
I'm simple. I just want people to like it. You
Yeah.
know, even if it's just a handful of people, you know,
Right.
I'm happy if people are into it, you know.
And it got you through a tough time.
Yeah.
Terry, thank you, Terry. Thank you very much. It was Sarah Alt and Mary Scholes. I knew Mary was one of them, and I knew Sarah, but I couldn't remember their last names. Mary Scholes was from Pennsylvania, around the Philly area, and Sarah Alt was from the Los Angeles area. Matter of fact, she was a makeup artist for Disney, for the Disney Channel, so she used to work on...
It's like a fun job.
Yeah. So when the production was done, that's when she would hit the road. You know. So if you're just tuning in, this is Rock on Radio. If you want to give us a call, 609-241-7103. We'll give you a Michael Askin disc. Want to do another song?
Sure, I'd love to.
Yeah, why not? Let's play another.
I'd love to hear another one.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to get serenaded like this. This is great.
You got to love it. See? When this show started, it was unplugged. When I started on terrestrial radio, it was unplugged. And because the studio is actually smaller than this.
It works unplugged. You know, we discussed that, and you know, you could have major bands, heavy bands, and stuff. But there's a charm when you're unplugged. You know, even if you're electric. You know, when you're
And
unplugged.
we'll talk about that when we come back, actually. 'Cause
We will.
I want to get your
Yes.
theory on that. Yes.
Okay. All right, so this is it's off the new EP, Road by the River. It's called Hard to Make a Living. It's about kind of the struggles of the singer-songwriter. Counting the money at the end of the night. Somebody sweeping up the broken glass. It's a sobering sight. Idle chatter, artificial light. I'm singing a love song, my eyes closed. Doesn't feel right. Trying to show what I'm made of, 'cause it's hard to make a living singing about love. I sat in an office chair and I worked on a line. I drove nails for a living. I wasted my time here. I've been told to join the club, 'cause it's hard to make a living singing about love. Yes, it's hard to make a living singing about love. Well, I gave my heart, I offered my soul. I never laid my head down on an altar of gold. We came to the garden
dance in the sun. The taste of freedom, the kind that dissolves on your tongue. How those storm clouds have made them run. 'Cause it's hard to make a living dancing in the sun. Just like it's hard to make a living singing about love. Oh yes, it's hard to make a living singing about love. Singing about love. Singing about love. Thank you.
There we go. Art, you got that ready, Art?
I do.
Okay. We recently, Maryann and I did our health and wellness gig, and we had Dr. Sony and Dr. Biedenfeld on the program for a very quick 2 hours.
Yeah.
I thought it went by very fast, and they're heavily involved with the addiction and recovery community, and they have this place up in New York, and it's called
Recovery Spot, New York.
If addiction, pain disorders, and mental health issues control your life, and you are ready for change, Recovery Spot offers expert outpatient care for addiction, pain disorders, and mental health issues. We offer focused, high-quality treatment specifically designed for you. Recovery Spot, we offer new hope for those suffering from pain and addiction. www.recoveryspotny.com. We're located in New York City.
See? There you go.
It's a fantastic facility. State of the art.
Oh, good.
We're going to go in and see them very soon, I believe.
Yes.
Good. Good.
They're great guys.
Dr. Sony actually friended me today on Facebook.
He likes
Uh-oh.
Which I
Me
thought was
too.
nice.
There
you go.
there starts the intervention.
See? Uh-oh. He's told me he's going to fix my back.
And he
Did,
will.
and your head?
And he will. Yeah, and he will. He's
Good
he's
luck.
He's one of the most giving people I've ever met. He's really true dude.
Yes, no, I enjoyed the 2 hours we spent with those two guys. So, and they do a lot of good things, like City of Angels. City of Angels, again, I made the request last week. I don't know if it's worked yet or not. We got to get the word out. It was the first time last week. But anyone who makes a donation to City of Angels, please put in the memo Rock on Radio, and I will make you a sponsor of this program. So if you have a business and you want to donate to the City of Angels, I don't care if it's $1, $10, $1,000. If you're just a
Great
listener
idea.
and you
Right.
want to donate to the City of Angels, I will make you an official sponsor
Wow.
of Rock on Radio.
But when they make that donation in the comment box, they have to refer to Rock on Radio
Right.
or Health and Wellness, any of
Or
the
Health
shows.
and Wellness. There
and
you
you
go.
will be mentioned on the air.
And we will, yes, we'll make you an official sponsor
Wow.
for, I don't know, what, a month.
Yeah, it sounds
For
fair.
a month.
If you
For a
wanted to
month.
donate, you can go to cityofangelsnj.org, and there's a donations tab there. You can click on that donations. You can pay with your PayPal, credit card, checking account. We
It-
accept Visa, MasterCard,
And
American
it should be
Express.
duly noted, Art, that nobody at City of Angels collects a paycheck.
No one.
No.
This is a totally volunteer organization. They get no help from, you don't get anything from the government, do you?
We are at the graces of our donors
There you
and,
go.
and the public.
So, and Michael, I thank you so much for coming down here. I haven't said that in a while.
Thanks
We
for having
still
me.
we still got time.
Yeah, we're not signing off.
We're
just
not
yet.
signing
No,
off.
it's a great show.
But I just wanted to thank you, Rich.
You're welcome.
We just wanted to.
No, it's great to be here. Yeah,
say that
thanks for
out.
letting me do this.
Michael, you kind of bailed me out. My guest canceled on my way to last Monday's show.
What I do, yeah.
What I like is when we were driving here, right? All of a sudden you see him walking down the sidewalk with his guitar in hand. It's like, I think that's the guest. I saw his picture on Facebook. I think that's him. And you see him like walking around. It's like, okay, that's us. I'm late.
very confused,
we
yeah.
grabbed them and walked them in.
Yeah, you got they helped me out.
You picked them up off the
I was
street.
wandering the streets, cold and alone, and
But at least you didn't have your guitar case open and playing on the corner.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
I found you.
You know, PANJ Radio was the only station that I had, that I've been on, that was easy to find. Excuse me. It was. I mean, you know,
Right.
right there in Lambertville, right on Bridge Street, couldn't miss it. The very first, the AM station was in ironically enough, in a church, but it was a huge church compound. They had like 10 or 20 acres out there. They had schools, they had a huge auditorium, gymnasium, they had all kinds of things. And it was deep in the woods of Burlington County. You couldn't, you know, only where the Jersey Devil roams, apparently, you know.
Sounds scary.
People used to complain, how'd you find this place? You know, then once in the compound, they couldn't even find their way to the radio station, you know. Then Hamilton Radio was in Robbinsville, and they couldn't find that because it was a very...
I couldn't find it.
Right.
The first time I was there, you have to go to this the big complex, and there's a white door. It was,
It was a little gray building.
yeah,
You didn't
hard
know
to
what it
find.
was. It looked like a garage.
Yeah.
You know? And then 40-foot hole. Nobody could find Lenoka Harbor.
That was funny.
They could find Lenoka Harbor. They just couldn't
We
find
would
Murray
start
Grove.
the show, remember? And then they would be calling in the guest, how do I get there?
Yep.
You were giving directions
Right.
over the air.
Yep. And now, but you know, here you got to be careful because there's two different white churches. So there's a
Yeah.
good chance if you see a musician wandering around looking, it's you're probably trying to find me.
It's Michael. It's Michael.
It
Yeah.
could be Michael
Well,
today.
yeah, I'm still. I was on the GPS trying to do like walking directions, and it said you are here, and I was like, okay.
Where?
You know,
So
of course.
is this the second church that you've broadcasted in?
Yes.
So you started at one,
Uh-huh.
and then you saved the best for last. That's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
The universe is bringing you back to church.
Correct. See?
Go to church.
Getting me in church one way or another.
Yes, it is.
And when I was Christopher Columbus, I was in a church
Oh,
all day.
wow.
See? And nobody caught fire.
No, they didn't. Roofs didn't collapse,
That,
nothing.
that Oreo cookies they're adding up.
They're going to get me for that, though. So what's your favorite kind of cookie, Michael? No.
Do you know why he brought up the cookie?
Why?
What happened at our last show, Danny?
I stole a cookie
Did you hear that? From where?
From where?
from that room next door.
And whose cookie was that?
I have no idea.
So all the little kids on the side had their special cookies.
And he took the Halloween Oreo.
And I turn
And that's how
around.
she wrote.
I turn around and he's there. They're like, don't look at me. I'm eating an Oreo cookie. Like,
in
where-
one bite to hope that we didn't see that.
Until I smiled and it was all in my teeth.
Busted.
Oh, those poor children.
So what are you going to do with your music? Are we pushing licensing, or are we going to just continue to gig locally, or what are we trying to do?
Well, at the moment, like my short-term goals, I'm doing kind of like a college radio campaign.
Okay.
Getting a few reviews are starting to filter in now, and I'm definitely pursuing licensing. But I love to play out. I try to book a couple shows a month, a couple original shows a month. I'm kind of in a little bit of a lull right now, but just so I kind of spread out and people have opportunities to come. I'm not spreading myself too thin.
Right.
But yeah, just radio.
Well, you've been on 2 radio shows in
Yeah,
in
yeah.
a week.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's
Yeah. I should rethink that.
Moving
but-
on up.
We are doing our part to
Yeah.
spread the word of Michael Askin.
No, and thank you so much. But yeah, I love to gig. I try to do a band gig every couple months. That's a lot of fun. It's a
Now,
whole
who's in your
different
band? I mean, do you use the same players, or is it just whoever's available? What do you do?
thing. The guys I played with for the release show are a guy named Keith McCarthy, who's in the Sunday Blues. They're like in Asbury Park.
Oh, yeah.
They've been around for a while.
They've been around for quite a while.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
The
he's-
two girls in that, right?
No, it's
Or used to be.
Well, I used to be in that band. That was Divine Sign. I
Okay.
play yeah. So his wife was in a band with me a long time
Oh,
ago.
okay.
And the Sunday Blues is kind of like an Americana type of act, but he's a great lead player. He plays like, lap steel and that kind of thing. He's like a perfect fit. And then a good friend of mine from a band I was in a long time ago plays bass and does the harmonies. His name's Todd Irwin. And then a guy named Ron DeFrenza, who's just a guy about my age who's been playing drums for forever. He's kind of the regular drummer in the band. So it's a 4-piece. It's fun to break out the electric guitar for a couple songs.
Do you do any covers?
The cover we did is a Bird song called "I Trust." Okay. It's a little bit of a back wall kind of song, but it's fun to jam out on. It's kind of an upbeat sort of song.
Now, one of my criticisms of today's generation of singer-songwriters is, with the exception of a couple, they all tend to want to write these songs that are so depressing, so dour. Like they're going to
whiners, whiners.
I don't know if it's whiners but they have this like they're going to get this beautiful song that's going to make everybody want to weep and cry and put them on the charts. And I think I need a hug. See? Now, do they say anything upbeat or? I find that the trend is towards, so when I hear you do what you're doing, I enjoy it.
Okay.
It's upbeat. It's, even if it's not upbeat. Sad. Yeah, but even if it's not, upbeat and fast, it's got a good beat, I can dance to it. It's at least it moves.
Right.
And I kind of like that. Yeah, I prefer that over that. I often wonder.
A lot of the girls, even like Adele and stuff, they're all I don't want to say whiners, but sad.
Yeah.
Right. Kind of a down.
Yeah, it's like a sad.
I'm making myself sad now.
I know. Matter of fact, Art, take over. I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah,
Songs.
Lay down on the sofa over here.
I can't. If I do that, I'll be here tomorrow morning. My back is killing me. But. So, yeah, I mean, it's a really great disc. Again, if you're just tuning in, my guest this evening is Michael Askin. His latest EP, which was just released in June, Road by the River. And I want to do another one?
Sure.
Let's do another tune. Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Matter of fact, why don't you do a couple?
Couple?
You got a couple in you?
Yeah, I got a couple.
All right. Well, bring them out of you.
All right. Speaking of sad.
Oh.
Here it comes.
No,
sad
set that
songs
one
feel
up.
so much, right?
I don't know.
Sorry.
I don't know on the spectrum of sadness how bad this one is, but
We'll hold up plaques.
Did you write this through an emotional time?
no, this is another one of those songs that I had for a while, and it just took a lot of time to piece it together.
Is it on the disc?
It's called Last Train.
Okay.
And I always wanted to write a song of coming back from New York City on the last train. Whenever it's like, it used to be like a 2:45 train.
I've been there.
Yeah, we've all been there, and like it's
Trenton.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, to Trenton must be.
I have
You
to
don't
set
want to
my
get off in
longer.
Trenton, unfortunately. You want to get off in
Hamilton.
Hamilton.
I have to set my alarm on my phone because I usually nod off about 10 minutes after the train
Yeah.
leaves Penn Station, and I'm like, oh.
Jersey City.
Yeah, it's like for
Asbury Park.
They always say the last three cars have to walk forward, or you have to walk to the front. And I'm like, I don't really know where I am on the train.
It's when the train sweeper wakes you up. No.
Yeah. Yeah, but like the trip into the city is like an hour and change, and back home it just feels like
Forever.
3 hours.
2 or 3
Yeah,
hours.
because they stop at it's like 14 different stops.
No express at 1:30.
No.
Yeah. So, and there's all sorts of characters on the train, and everybody had a good time, and
So then you chose to write about it and sing about it now, right?
yeah, I mean it's kind of it. Yeah,
Right.
it's what I do, I guess.
Here you go.
But I've been doing this kind of acoustic on the record. Like the production of the song got really kind of interesting and crazy. Like the drummer was playing on a trash can lid.
Oh.
we put some weird synthesizer, like it was starting to sound like a John Carpenter movie soundtrack. But it's really cool, so it works both ways, acoustic and produced. But it's called Last Train. This is the last train from the city that will run tonight. As it carries us through the darkness, I hold you tight. This is the last ride off the island where the light nearly left your eyes. You caught my hand on the way down, and it saved your life. I have wandered without you, and you have traveled alone. You and I caught the last train, baby. Oh. This is the last train from the city, and it hums quietly through the dark. Now we're drifting through Rahway, through Metro Park. Well, I have wandered without you, and you have traveled alone. You and I caught the last train, baby. The last train home. The last train.
There's the harmonic, right?
Thank you.
Actually, you know what I thought while you were playing that? When you hit that Rahway Metro Park, there's for those of you who are listening who aren't familiar with the Northeast Corridor,
Yes.
Back before technology, before they had the electronic boards and before they had the better PA systems, you would hear, the conductor sometimes would come through the car, Rahway, Metro Park, Princeton Junction, And I think as you were doing that, I'm thinking to myself, how cool would that have been if you could have found a recording of those old guys doing that?
Oh, yeah.
To put
I think they still kind of
to put behind there, as you were playing that. That would be really cool. Hey, you got another one.
Sure. This is this is a little bit darker. This is it's called Sun Going Down. It's on the EP as well. Yeah, I don't have too much to say about it. I'll just let it speak for itself, I guess.
There you go. Michael Askin.
Thank you.
Well, I used to be the hammer, now I'm the nail. I used to think I was too big to fail. In the twilight of my youth, I was made to taste the truth. I used to be the hammer, now I'm the nail. You could say it's only me. I don't know the difference between the way it is and the way it ought to be. But sometimes all I see is the sun going down. Sometimes all I see is a wheel spinning. Well, my friend sleeps beneath a crooked moon. Everything he has drips from a spoon. Shadows crawl across the wall. He's too tired to be scared at all. My friend sleeps beneath a crooked moon. You could say it's only me. I don't know the difference between the way it is and the way it ought to be. But sometimes all I see is the sun going down. Sometimes all I see is a wheel spinning. Well, the sky is gray and the rain don't wanna stop. And I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. I turn away and I close my eyes so I can't see the water rise. And the sky is gray and the rain don't wanna stop. You could say it's only me. I don't know the difference between the way it is and the way it ought to be. But sometimes all I see is the sun going down. Sometimes all I see is a wheel spinning. Spinning, spinning now.
Hi, this is Cindy Drew, a big fan of Danny Coleman's show, Rock on Radio. You obviously have good taste, too.
My buddy Cindy Drew from WMGK 102.9. radio out of Philly, the big classic rock station out of Philadelphia. Actually, Andre Gardner, who started out on WPST right here in Trenton, he told me a great story. Friday night, he broadcast live from a bar that I could literally walk to from the ranch. Okay, from the Jocko Ranch. And so I thought on my way home from work, I'm going to stop, introduce myself, because he and I will interact here and there. And it was kind of funny. I walk in, and I'm like, Andre, I said, how you doing? It's Danny Coleman. And he looked at me like, why do I know you? And he says, why do I know you? And I said, well, we interact on Facebook. He said, he said, you got that radio show, Rock on Radio. He says, hey, how are you? So, but I said, God, I said, I remember when you started on WPST. He said, I was 16 years old.
Wow.
He said, I was an intern. And the program director, I said, that would have been Tom Taylor at the time. He goes, yes. He said, you remember? I said, yeah. I said, Tom and I interact on Facebook from time to time, and he says, program director liked what I did. He said, give me an audition tape. I made an audition tape. And next thing I know, I'm a full-time disc jockey at the age of 17.
Wow.
He said, and if I ever lose this job, I'm screwed because I've known nothing else in my life. But, so it's, for the love of, and radio isn't exactly, or terrestrial radio isn't exactly setting the world on fire these days. It's kind of going the way of the newspaper and many other things. People are turning to their phones and the internet and so on and so forth. So, kudos to him. But it was a great time. He broadcast from 2 in the afternoon until 7 on Friday.
There you go.
I walked in there at 4:15, and I was home by 6.
You missed happy hour.
Ooh, I had a happy hour.
Oh.
While I was
But you said that bar was within walking distance of the ranch. Oh, thank God.
But I drove right there from work, so I just got in my car and drove home. And it was really cool to see WMGK there and getting out in the community. And Cindy's great. She, she's been actually, I remember when she first started on WYSP out of Philadelphia. She was like right out of college, 20 years old, 21 years old, whatever she was. And she's been around ever since. And it's funny, I shared some stories from my youth with her, like, because she started on that graveyard shift, like midnight to 4 in the morning. Wow. We'd be up at like 2 eating cold pizza and
drinking beer.
Mm.
You're very cautious what you're about to say.
Playing quarters and half-faced, and we'd be like calling the radio station, Cindy! She still talks to me. Imagine that. You're that guy?
Yeah, you're that guy.
You're just tuning in. My guest is Michael Askin, and he's got this great new EP, which he performed most of here tonight, called Road by the River. And so, again, websites and all that fun stuff. What's coming up for Michael Askin besides November 10th?
At
the Belmar Arts Council.
Well, let's start with the websites, www.michaelaskin.com. And I'm on Bandcamp, michaelaskin.bandcamp.com. And, at the moment, it's just that show on November 10th. I'm probably going to start booking maybe for something in December and January, but nothing finalized yet. So.
Well, we will be having the Rock on Radio Christmas Spectacular.
Spectacular.
Ooh, December 17th. So if you wish to, I keep forgetting to turn that off. If you wish to, you're welcome to stop by on that evening.
I have to wait till that long to get chili?
Well,
it's worth it. It's worth it.
Wow.
I might need more than a crock.
Oh, gosh. Yes, there will be chili here.
There will.
Two crocks?
There will be chili here.
Do you know how disappointed I was last year?
Why?
I was waiting until after my segment on the show, because I was wearing white, so it figures something would happen. Like when you dropped your eggnog on me that night, thank you. So after that, I got up off our segment.
White.
I went out, and everybody loved your chili so much there wasn't even a teaspoon left.
I made up for that, Miss Maryann.
I know.
Believe I gave you a large helping.
Yes, you did.
Recently.
But it was recent. It was almost a year later. But I was grateful for it. And I ate every bit of it. So,
good. No, she's right. People gobbled up your chili.
They did. There was nothing left.
usually.
And you know what was funny? You had like the nacho chips near it.
Mm-hmm.
You know how people like to eat that with that?
Mhm.
They loved your chili so much, the bags of chips were still there, but the chili was gone.
What's the secret of are you allowed to say? Like,
Well,
what,
I never saw a mushroom.
Look at, he's changing. He doesn't want to give it away. Look at this.
But
I
I
should've
never
asked.
saw really a vegetable like a mushroom kind of vegetable in chili before.
See,
Oh, interesting.
I have all kinds of.
Yeah.
I don't use ground beef.
Okay.
I use stew beef. I use sausage,
Nice.
hot sausage.
Remember, it's award-winning.
I use,
It's
I
heart
use
healthy,
bacon.
I can see.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes.
Sounds
yes.
very intense.
Yes. You sure you want this, Art?
And a special blend of seasonings.
Your heart's been kind of giving you a hard
I
time
want
lately.
it. My cardiologist will probably object. But
Yeah.
It's pretty spicy. Pretty spicy.
Yeah, it has its moments.
Very good.
It has its moments. But, well, we got about 5 minutes left in the
That's it?
program. Yes, that's
Wow.
it.
Wow, it's quick.
Yeah.
So it goes fast.
fast.
2
Does,
hours.
Yeah. Wow.
2 hours goes fast.
Do you have a surprise for me?
We do. Would you like to?
I think you should.
Okay.
How do you
Kind of
want to
stumped.
say it?
Yeah, how do I want to say it? Since I've come here to the City of Angels,
And your family.
Art, my family,
It's your new family.
my new family, Art, and all the good people here at City of Angels. Now, I've been involved with the organization probably for about 7 years, actually, but not until recently, more closely. So Art, you guys, done a great job, and you've made so many improvements to, you and with Maryann and Ryche's help to accommodate this program and me. First of all, I want to thank you for that very much. But
Art's great.
recently, I just finished up a run of 50 shows. Michael was my very last guest.
Yeah, it was great.
On One More with Danny Coleman on the Carousel Arts Network. One More will continue. They have a new host. I personally, I don't know who it is. But they will, the show will continue. I don't know if it's still from Monmouth Music or not. But I do know that Mario will be the sponsor, one of the sponsors, along with Neo Zoe
Yes.
and Flying Dreams and City of Angels, of the new program, which it won't be a live program. It'll be pre-recorded. And it'll air, I believe, also on Mondays, right?
is that what we decided on?
Well, we haven't decided. We'll figure that out. But anyway, it is called
What's Next with Danny Coleman?
What's Next with Danny Coleman.
Yes, sir.
Because you never know what's next with you, Danny.
With a kick butt theme song written by Mr. Ryche Chlanda.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Hey, Art, do you have that queued up, Art? Cue it up.
It's
I can.
absolutely
Yeah,
wonderful.
well, we'll let you hear.
Sneak peek? Oh,
little
you're going to give a sneak peek.
We'll give a little sneak peek.
Oh, very nice.
See, of that sort of thing. Art can't wait. Let me see if I got it, Art. Never mind. That just blew the whole spontaneity of it all. You got it? All right, Art's got it. But yeah, we're gonna give we'll give a little sneak peek of that. So I've already got some people who are interested in appearing on as guests. Rich will be one of the guests.
Yes, thank you very much.
The first show, he'll be talking about Flying Dreams. Miss Maryann will be she will be my Ed McMahon
That I am.
on this.
Female version.
Here's Danny.
It's Danny Coleman.
And we have Art will be here providing all of the engineering, and Miss Samantha will be a part of the camera crew, right, Miss Samantha?
And
Okay,
tonight's guest.
You set? You all set there? All right. Here's a little taste of the theme song that Mr. Chlanda wrote for us here. I like it. We like it. I concur.
I concur.
So that is there we go.
Sneak peek.
That is a little sneak preview of our theme song.
What's Next with Danny Coleman?
What's next with Danny Coleman? That's right. It's going to be a very casual setting. We're going to kind of hang out here on the big puffy leather couches in the
you
City
get
of
to put
Angels.
up with me another night of the week.
He didn't think about that.
It's those thoughts.
Hey, that's actually a good thing. Thank you very much.
But yeah, we're going to have a little bit of fun with that. And I've got some interesting things lined up. People I didn't expect, some I hope, and we'll go with there, right, Art?
Yes, sir.
There you go.
Ready.
That'll-
I'm
And if they're
psyched.
interested in becoming guests on the show, how do they do that?
Just contact me.
How?
Or contact us right here at Rock On Radio. Email me, rockonradio1460@hotmail.com, and we'll see what we can do for you.
And do they have to be just a musician to get on the show?
Nope. No. I take.
Oh, it's a whole different format.
Oh, yeah, we got a whole different format.
Wow.
Whole different format. So I'm anxious to have that started. Right. It's 9 o'clock, so we have to go. But thank you, Michael,
Thank you
For
for, having
performing
me.
your whole
for making the trip.
Yeah, I had a great time. Yeah,
and
thank you.
performing. And thank you, Christine Ullman, and for your patience when Christine called in. And
That was cool,
I
too.
think that's
And putting up with us.
right. Next week, what's next week's date?
Next week?
Yeah, what is next week? Oh,
That
we have
would be the
Lisa
15th.
Bonner coming in next week. She was on One More with Danny Coleman about a month or so ago. She's going to be coming in. She's got it. She's a New Yorker. She's making a drive down to come see us. So
right.
we'll see Lisa next week. So until then, rock on.